Sorry for spilling my tea.
It's all right, dude. You know, it's okay. Happens to the best of us.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
We're live.
Is it?
Yeah.
But it never works the first time.
I already unplugged it
Okay.
during our last conversation.
Okay.
And we're live.
We're live.
And it's all right about the tea. I forgive you.
Yeah. I spilled my tea, guys.
They've already heard it.
What?
You said that like 5 seconds or 10 seconds ago?
Just like 20, 30.
Yeah.
I thought you unplugged it then.
No, it's plugged in.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Kolatani of Everything, everyone. It's very rainy.
Yep.
It's very stormy. It looks like the rest of this weekend's going to be the same. The rest of this week's even going to be the same.
Love it.
It's great. We've been having flooding all down the bottom of New Zealand at the moment.
Really?
Might be moving up. Did you not know? All of Ashburton. Craziness. Nope. Yeah. So let's see how if we survive the next couple of weeks.
What are we drinking?
Vanilla Coke.
And Dilma tea as normal.
Yeah, that's a given now. I don't even think you need to say it. Just we're drinking. Well, we usually drink.
Yep.
With some vanilla Coke.
Mixed in.
Yeah.
Separate. Got a nice collection of tables there lining up against the wall. I don't know why I haven't commented on that before.
We record in my garage, and I've currently got 2 tables. One of them was given to us by you.
Yep.
Another was given to us by some friends of ours. And they're both currently leaning up against the walls. And we don't have a table upstairs.
Yeah.
Because our house is pretty small.
Yeah.
Our dining room, kitchen, and lounge. It's either we have a lounge or a dining room.
Yeah.
And currently we kind of want a lounge. So, yeah. Renting life. We're looking at houses.
Your bathroom, though.
So,
Premium.
Premium
Premium
not a great
bathroom.
Not a great house, but it's home, you know. It's got a great kind of soundproof little recording studio in the corner of the shed down here. Probably the best feature of the house.
Yeah. It's pretty cold though.
It's very cold.
Why are we talking about this?
I don't know. We're all over the place. I'm tired. It's been a full-on week, I think, for the both of us. And I'm going to be traveling for work again next week. So it's like this nice little interlude. It's a public holiday tomorrow. The lights just flickered. Power's probably going to go out.
Setting out a nice atmosphere for tonight's episode.
Yeah, this is going to be good. Which is big cats in the South Island, right?
No. My goodness. I was hoping that we'd just sort of drift away from that and people forget. I'm doing the research, okay, guys? I'm just slow at it.
It's coming.
No, I'm doing it. It's just
Life is crazy.
Yeah.
Life is very crazy.
And also, I didn't realize how much there is on it. I think there might be more footage and just information on it than your one.
The Moho Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe. I don't know. It's definitely got more recent stuff. So,
That's interesting. I'm looking forward to it. We'll get it when you least expect it, guys. There's going to be a Big Cats episode dropping. But tonight we thought we'd talk about a movie. We're talking about a movie that we've both watched separately recently called The Thing.
Yep.
Is that what we're talking about tonight?
Yeah, I thought
we're talking about The Thing, guys, which is awesome 80s horror movie directed by John Carpenter, one of my favorite directors, who's done Halloween, Big Trouble in Little China, They Live, classics.
Yeah.
And that was my birthday this week.
Yeah.
And it was your wife's birthday this week too.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to your wife.
Oh, thank you. On her behalf.
Thank you. Yeah. But for my birthday, I decided with my family we watched The Thing.
And ate cherry pie.
Great movie. We had cherry pie. That was my cake. Big fan of cherry pie. It was damn good. Cherry pie.
What's your language, man?
Sorry. Apologies, guys.
Kids could be listening.
But we didn't do anything big. Just watched The Thing as a family. We played The Thing board game. Infectionate Outpost 31.
That is a very fun board game.
Yeah, we're loving it. As the more and more we play it, it's getting so good. It's kind of like Mafia, or I guess kind of like way better version of Among Us type round a board. Werewolf, yeah, that'll be like Werewolf. That was fun. And I watched The Thing, and then you, by chance, watched The Thing earlier that week.
Yeah.
With your family.
Yeah.
So
Well, I watched it with my wife's family. Some of my wife's
Yeah.
family that hadn't seen it.
Not your family, completely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry I got that wrong. But before we talk about that, I thought we're just coming off of... It wasn't last time's episode, but the time before when we talked about horror movies we liked.
Yeah.
I think we mentioned this. This is probably one that we both really enjoy. It was probably one that I like more than all the ones I talked about, so I'm glad we're actually putting some time aside for it. But I've been rewatching for the last couple of weeks the Friday the 13th films, which I don't know if you've seen any of.
Friday... no.
Jason, Kiki, Mama.
Yeah. I played the game.
Yeah, we played the game, which has been fun. But yeah, I've been rewatching through those, and I forgot to mention that those are some films I really love. I think we've got to watch maybe one or two of them sometime and talk about them, because that'll be fun.
I don't know why I haven't seen
Or
them.
Nightmare on Elm Street, I didn't even mention.
Yeah.
That's another great one, which I think you'd really love. But yeah, those will be coming up, and I've been watching those. It's been good. But The Thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So where should we start?
I don't know. Are we going to talk spoilers? Hopefully everyone's watched The Thing.
Yeah, I think with a movie as old as this, I think it's fine.
Yeah, and if you haven't, pause it now.
And go watch it.
Go watch it. Come
Honestly.
back to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you gone?
Yeah, they've left.
They've left? Okay, great. So yeah, The Thing. Movie in which pretty much everyone dies, except for a couple people at the end.
It's a cringy when podcasts or something do that.
Yeah, I hate it. And we're becoming the very thing we hate. Oh. Glad to have you back with us, guys. Yeah, so The Thing's it's a movie about a research group in Antarctica.
Yeah.
And they're kind of just going about their business. I don't even know if it really says what they're doing, but they're doing
Doesn't
some
really give
science.
a lot of explanation for
Nah.
even like who they are, really.
Yeah. Just some sort of science expedition, and you got scientists, a couple doctors, someone who takes care of the radio, a pilot that got them there, someone looking after dogs.
They had just one doctor and one scientist, and then they had like a dog's keeper person. They had like a radio worker dude. They had
a chef
on
rollerblades.
They had a pilot.
Hmm.
They
There
might
was
have
a
had,
few.
and I think I don't know what the other guys did.
No.
They had like their military presence guy.
Yeah, it was like
the guy who's there just to be like, a military presence is what I was meaning.
Gary. Yep, he was good.
I think he was military. He had like a green shirt. So
Yeah, some sort of law
Like a real
enforcement. I
pale
don't really know
green
why he
shirt.
was there, but
he had a uniform anyway,
yeah,
I should say.
and it's. I mean,
And he had a gun.
yeah, he had the gun, which is I think he was the only person with a gun.
I don't know what a lot of the other guys were. Maybe they were.
Probably just signed I don't know, people helping out on the
They might just be.
whatever they were doing.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like one of them might have been for like driving one of those what are they called? Those little like snowmobile
I think they called them like tractors in the movie, but I don't know if.
I don't know, but you know what? I don't know if they even had them back. They would have had them. No, I don't know. But like you see them in movies nowadays. Anything about like snowy regions and stuff.
Yeah.
Severe snowy areas, they have like those like weird little like truck things that are like a little train. They've got like little like carts attached to them.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know what they're called. What they're called though. So
I don't know either, but
I think I don't know. Like movies, like I think they have them in like 8 Below or something like that. It's like the only
What is
movie
8
that's
Below?
coming to mind. You not watched 8 Below?
wait, is that the one with the dogs?
The dogs, yeah.
And the guy dies.
No.
Oh.
I think one of the dogs dies.
Oh, that would be it.
Spoilers.
If you haven't watched 8 Below, pause the podcast now.
Go watch it.
Go watch it. No. But yeah, it's about
It's kind of a like a family film, but it is kind of sad, and it's a good movie.
I think I must have seen it at some point. But yeah,
It's just about dogs in the snow.
in the snow with a snow vehicle that we can't name.
I think it's in there. I don't know. I'm just trying to remember a movie that has it.
Wait, isn't there form of transport of that like the dogs? Because on the dog sled?
Huh?
Isn't that movie like about a dog sled team?
They are like the dogs are used for sledding.
Then why are they in a snow vehicle?
I don't know. Maybe it's a different movie.
Okay, anyway.
I don't know.
They have some sort of vehicles at the research team.
I don't even know if they're real. Maybe it was in like I don't know, like one of those movies that just I don't know, like Fast and Furious. You don't really believe a lot of the stuff they have.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't watch Fast and Furious movies. I've just seen some of the crazy stuff that happens in it.
Oh, they're getting crazier and crazier. But the
Like
thing,
it might not even be real.
I think you've just imagined it.
Maybe I should look it up. Okay, you carry on talking about the thing.
Okay.
I'm going to do some little bit of research.
Quick breakdown of the plot. You've got this group of people out in the middle of nowhere, kind of completely cut off from civilization. One day, a dog arrives with some random people shooting at it. And from there, everything escalates. It turns out that the dog is some sort of alien, some sort of thing that can change its appearance and completely become anything that it kind of morphs with. It can kind of touch things, kill them, and then become them. And you can't tell any difference. I think it even takes on their memories, some of their personality traits. It's just like, yeah, no different to the real thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're kind of faced with this situation where one by one they're kind of getting picked off by this thing. They don't know who to trust, who is still human, who is an alien. And it's this real cool, real unique idea that I think a lot of things have copied it. I mean, all these games that we've mentioned, Werewolf, Among Us, they probably came from the thing in some aspect. It's this first time where you kind of do not know who to trust.
Yeah.
And yeah, it kind of boils down to them getting picked off. And at the very end, McCready, the main dude, played by Kurt Russell, blows up what he thinks is the monster, thinks it's all dealt with. Their whole scientific research base is in shambles, on fire. And he finds out that one of the other guys' childs is still alive. And it finishes with the two of them kind of sitting down, having a conversation. And they're not too sure. Either one of them could be the thing. Who knows? And it's this real cool kind of...
Yeah.
It's this really cool, ambiguous ending that I always love. But yeah.
Update on the research I'm doing. I haven't found a name for it.
Yeah, let's get back to that.
But I found some pictures of something that looks very similar. I've seen a few... Yeah, I found a few things that look kind of similar. It's like a weird... vehicle. Oh, here we go. Here's a better picture of something. This is going to be great. Like
great
podcasting content. Yeah, maybe you could put it up in like the
in our Discord.
Like,
here you go, guys.
It's kind of like,
but that doesn't even have a name. What is it called?
I don't know. I'm trying to find a name for it, but they're just.
They did have some helicopters and some...
Oh, you know what?
Some sort of vehicles.
Maybe it's used in only like specific countries have it or something. I don't know, because like it has weird names here, like in a foreign language. I can't tell. And I remember, I'm pretty sure in 8 Below, they had to go to like another base because of the storm. They had to go to like some other like country's base. And they got like permission to use because I don't think they were using sleds. They were using this thing instead or something.
Yeah.
And I think they got permission to use it instead. And I don't know what it was called. But anyway, I'm going way off track here.
Let us know if you know what it's called.
Yeah, like I've got...
I know what you're talking about. There was definitely that in the movie.
Yeah.
It got destroyed by the thing. And...
Was that in the movie though? It might not have been.
It might not. Some sort of
maybe they
vehicles.
just had diggers.
Yeah, diggers.
Oh, they had like they did have like a weird like I don't know, what do you call it? Like, oh no,
another sort of thing.
I would call it like a bobcat, but I don't know what they would. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
And yeah, great movie.
Now, interesting. What is that rattling noise?
I don't know. Everything's falling apart. There's things rolling around outside.
Interesting thing that you pointed out, that at the end, either of them could have been the thing. You don't know.
Yeah.
I remember feeling that when I first watched it.
Yeah.
But do you remember much of the prequel that was made after?
Yeah, because when you first saw it, it was like last year, I think. Me and my wife went around to your place.
Yeah.
We watched, I think, double feature of the thing and the second thing.
Yeah.
Which is a prequel to the first thing.
Yeah. It was made 2011 or something?
Yeah, I think so. Uses a lot more CGI than practical effects, which is something I want to get into later on.
I thought it used quite a bit of practical effects still.
I think the new one, they tried to use practical effects like the original, but ended up CGIing over it all or something.
Really?
Yeah, so it
I
doesn't
remember
look as
feeling
good,
like it was not as good, but like it was like for a horror movie that's had like a more recent update to it, like it was a good update.
I still like it.
Yeah,
a lot of people
I
hate
really
it,
enjoyed it.
but I enjoy it. I think it's very cool watching them both because they do make them connect up and make sure everything makes sense, which is cool. But yeah, what were you saying?
Well, there's an interesting thing that you learn, like a little bit of like I don't know what you call it, like lore or something about it. You know that you learn in the prequel.
Yeah,
and that is that the thing cannot manipulate or it can't
reproduce or become
or anything that's like metal.
Yeah.
So if someone has like a necklace, it would have to put the necklace on, and it's the same I think with clothing as well. I think it can only do like I think it can only do your body basically.
Yeah, I think it was definitely metal.
Because I remember like people got their clothes torn up in the first one, and like people were like, I think it like threw away someone's clothes in like the kitchen bin.
Yeah.
Because that guy, the chef, got angry at someone for throwing away their torn up clothes.
And they're trying to frame each other by ripping up people's clothes. And
so I don't think it can do. I don't think it can. I think it has to like change itself. It has to put on clothes itself and that sort of thing. So one of the things that you learn about in the prequel is a way of identifying someone, if they're the thing or not, is if they have a piercing. If they're the thing, they won't have a piercing anymore.
Piercing or what?
Or fillings.
Yeah, fillings.
Yeah, I can't do fillings and stuff because I think they checked people's fillings and stuff in that one for people's.
That's a real cool addition in the prequel because in this one, the thing that we're talking about from the 80s, it's
they didn't talk about it. They didn't figure that out.
They didn't figure it out. All that they figured out was that any sort of reaction to cells, the thing reacts to any sort of harassment or any sort of damage
like
to
any part of the thing.
it.
Yeah.
So they cut each of their fingers, got a little bit of blood from each of them, and then was kind of burning the blood to see if that caused reactions. And that's how they figured it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the prequel, they were looking around for fillings, looking around for piercings. And I think the big ending of that film, right, was that
they figured it out. There was like a...
I think it was only two of them surviving that again, but she looked over to the guy.
Right at the end, yeah.
And we're spoiling that now.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
I don't know. Spoilers.
Spoilers for The Thing, if you haven't seen The Thing.
But it was like a real big moment because she looked over and she realized that this guy who had a piercing the entire way through the whole movie suddenly didn't have a piercing. Yeah. But it was interesting in that one because they showed the Thing communicating more. And like, because in the original Thing, it was so hard to tell. And it was like so confusing who was the Thing, who wasn't, that when they finally found out what someone was, you were like, were they the Thing? How long were they the Thing for? Yeah. Were they actually communicating? Or, what? You didn't actually see it communicating and then suddenly realize, oh, crap, that's the Thing.
Yeah.
I don't think, anyway, not quite to this extent, whereas this guy was like, because it was trying to preserve itself, and I think it was trying to escape with her.
Yeah.
And so it was trying to keep up its cover, I think.
Yeah.
I remember. And so, it was like this creepy moment, like, because he was like talking normally and being, fine, just completely normal. And then suddenly she just realized that, oh crap, he doesn't have his piercing anymore. Mm-hmm. And it was just like the sudden realization that,
And I know why you're bringing that up, because in this original Thing, Childs, who comes in at the end to be with McCready, he has a piercing.
Yeah. And at the end of the movie, I noticed he still had a piercing. So...
But, I know where you're going, that he can't be a Thing.
Yeah.
But, this time around watching it, I noticed the piercing as well, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. So I listened to the director's commentary.
Yeah.
And it was the director and Kurt Russell talking about the last scene.
Yeah.
They don't even make any mention of it, and they talk about how they intentionally made it ambiguous to who was the Thing or not. They were like, I think Kurt Russell to this day believes that Childs was the Thing. John Carpenter believes either of them could be.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. That's the thing.
That's the thing.
They didn't know at the time.
Yeah. So when they made this movie,
they made it with no decision in mind. They just made it to have a very like ooh kind of ending.
Yeah, totally.
Because I've got a great vocabulary and I can use. I have to use ooh.
Yeah.
As a way of
a very contemplative.
Yeah.
Very makes you think, right?
Yeah. Anyway.
But you're right, like with the prequel, they've made rules that they can't replicate metal.
Yeah.
This obviously broke it, so in the world, Childs can't be a thing.
Yeah. So in this world now that they've created, it is, unless of course they go around and say actually that movie isn't canon, then it is bound by that rule still.
But I kind of
So
like
he
it.
can't be.
But I kind of like it just
But
sitting
that's-
apart. John Carpenter, man, he went into it. He didn't know. He didn't make up these rules. You can't ruin his movie with these little.
Yeah, but they did already. They did it. So
Yeah, well-
I mean, it was an interesting little like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. But then they realized. And
Childs.
I was using that the whole way through because I was noticing other people with piercings. Like the doctor,
Childs is 100% the thing. I'm just putting it out. That's what I believe.
the doctor had a piercing, a nose piercing, and they were all suspicious of him for ages because he was the most likely suspect to be the thing for a while because of how because the blood samples had been like cut open. And he was the only one with access to the blood, and then the captain dude,
Gary,
he was the only one with the keys. So the doctor was the only one allowed to go and look, and he had to get the keys off Gary.
Yeah.
So it was one of them two,
Yeah.
is what they were saying. But neither of them were, and the doctor had a piercing, and he ended up, he was like, was he one of the only people who died not by getting eaten by the thing? Oh no, he did kind of get eaten.
he got eaten.
He got his hands eaten.
The only person that died not by the thing was the Clark, the dog handler, who McCready ends up shooting just because Clark goes to attack him with the scalpel.
Yeah.
But I believe it's Childs, man. That's my headcanon.
But
Childs.
that's the thing, though.
What was his stupid excuse that he thought he saw the thing running around outside? Well,
Yeah, but he did.
but
the
McCready
thing
was
is-
having this massive end fight scene in the tunnels, and then
Yeah, but like he
Childs-
disappeared before then. Childs disappeared quite a while before all that happened. They were trying to figure out where he was, and then they went and realized that the doctor was missing. So he very much could have seen the doctor running off.
I don't buy it, Hamish. I don't buy it.
The thing I'm confused about, no, that makes perfect sense to me, okay? To me, that makes perfect sense here, because it's like the doctor's loose, they haven't figured that out yet. Childs thinks he sees him running around the snow and goes and tries to find him, and then splits off the group and doesn't tell them anything.
Yeah.
That's happening all the time in this
I know.
movie. And then they find out that the doctor's missing and Childs is missing.
Yeah.
The thing that's confusing,
The thing. Yeah.
is who turned the doctor. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even keep track of it all.
What was his name?
I can't remember. Copper.
Yeah. So who did that and who also burnt the other dude?
There's so many.
Is that other guy who got burnt alive?
Yeah.
Who did that? My opinion on this, okay,
Yeah.
so hear me out. My theory is that wasn't, I can't remember their names. If I knew their names, this would be so much
I got
easier
them for you.
to
I
explain.
got them.
The guy who got burnt.
I don't know his name.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no
Very
problem.
helpful. I think
Windows.
Yeah. I think he didn't. I don't think that's his name.
That's one of their names.
One
I'm
of
just
their
throwing
names.
out.
I don't think it was him.
Yeah.
I think. Should we just get the list of names up or something?
Might be helpful.
Bear with.
But to be honest, there's so many times in the movie, there's so many times when we just don't see characters for a little while. So it is believable that a lot of things have happened, and a lot of attacks have happened, and a lot of people have been swapped out in the times that we don't see them. There's even times of like McCready, the main dude, who's one of the two survivors at the end, when we're not with him and he's locked out, or we're without him for a stint. So I think it's very well done in that regard that they do. It does make sense, even if we don't know, and we have to piece some things together. It could be anyone, and you really get that feeling when they sit down and they're testing each other's blood. It's just very, it's great movie.
Yeah, I got a list of names, but I don't remember who's actually who here.
Who are you talking about was burnt alive? Because there's a few people that was burnt alive.
No, there's one guy who wasn't turned who was burnt alive.
I don't think so.
Yeah, there was one guy who ran out. He went out into the snow because he saw. I think he saw. Oh, I can't remember who it was. I think he saw someone walking around. or something.
Fuchs. You're talking about Fuchs.
And they found his body later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fuchs. I think because the thing was that I think that here I go again. I can't remember exactly how it all lined up, but I remember thinking that I think the guy he thought he saw was already dead, I think.
Possibly.
I don't know.
Again,
Or no, he dies later on, I think. I don't know. I can't remember. So it was hard. But then there's sort of a period where they're like, there is no thing anymore. Who's the thing?
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's the scientist who was locked up.
Which makes sense. He was alone for a lot of it, and we just saw him kind of alone studying.
Yeah.
There's a big lot of time pass, and then we see him attacking them.
Yeah.
So it does make sense. It makes perfect sense as well when you see he was smashing up all the radio equipment and just trying to...
No, but that made sense for him to be
It can make
normal.
sense for a human too, and not wanting
Because
to get the thing out there.
Because they didn't know, none
Yeah.
of them knew what was going on at that point. If he was the thing, he could have just been quiet about it. He was the one who figured out, and he was the one who wrote all the notes and figured out how everything worked.
Yeah.
And so I think it made sense that he destroyed everything because he didn't want it getting out. Because he saw this, he ran that amazing program that was able to predict everything.
The super magical computer program that just
that was
perfectly
just
showed exactly how many people would be affected by the thing if it got to civilization, exactly how many days it would take till everyone on Earth was a thing.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, that program.
Yes.
He ran that, and that's when he freaked out.
Yeah.
So, and he was fine throughout the entire movie until the very end.
Even then,
basically.
there's so many times that he's not in it because he's locked away. Who knows who could have gone out there? We saw people walking out there. The chef Knowles, he was out there a few times.
Yeah.
I think it does do a very good job to make everyone a suspect.
But it was just that one period that I remember thinking it didn't make any sense because it was like no thing anymore. And that was after they did all the tests and burnt everyone.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
Right? And unless, of course, it could make sense that, I don't know, because I think for a good period there, you kind of knew where everyone was because they're all tied up.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if it was actually Fuchs who, like, I wondered if he actually got turned and didn't get burnt alive, because that makes no sense. Why would the thing burn him alive? And I'm wondering if he then, like, just burnt up something else that made it look like, or someone else to make it look like
I think
him.
there's a comment made that maybe he did it to himself while he was trying to defend himself from something.
Yeah.
Someone makes a comment that it could have just been an accident.
It could have been, yeah. But I was wondering if it was possible that if they did it to throw people off the trail.
Yeah,
because they could have found another body, like one of the was it the Norwegian pilots or something? And could have grabbed one of them.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's just me thinking out loud about it.
Yeah,
but definitely at the end, Childs is not the thing.
That's your definitive.
I don't think either of them are.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Is I when I looked at it, it makes no sense for it to be Mac.
It could be both of them, dude. They could be perfect imitations and just not know they're both.
No. Just because of the piercings thing. It makes no sense that it's Mac, because if it was Mac, he would kill. The thing would kill. They even said that in there. They were like, if one of us was the thing, there's no reason to not kill.
Yeah.
Kill the other. So it makes. They even said that in the movie. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
There's no point in it leaving one of them alive. It might as well kill the other one and then go sleep in the snow and wait for someone to save it.
Yeah.
Again.
So that's what it was going to try and do at the end.
So it was either both of them are the thing or neither of them are.
Great ending though, because that's what makes us have conversations like this. My dad still stands by the fact that McCready gave Childs a bottle at the end to drink from, and the only bottles he had before then were all his Molotovs he was making up. So maybe the bottle was full of petrol, and he gave it to Childs, and Childs didn't react like it was petrol. So maybe it's the thing just thinking this is what humans drink. I don't know. It's just so many crazy scenarios.
Molotovs? I thought Molotovs was just really high alcohol content drinks.
I don't know. I don't know how to make bombs. I'm just guessing it was petrol, but yeah, I don't know.
Do a bit of research.
Molotovs. You might get put on a list though, so just be careful.
Do you reckon?
Probably not what let's talk our podcast making bombs now, guys. We're gonna.
Do you think it will?
Put through the ingredients. No.
Okay. If anyone's watching my search history, just listen to this podcast.
Yeah, valid reason. I'm not just making Molotovs. Can we talk about the practical effects?
Amazing.
incredible. Probably like some of the best I've seen. They still hold up. It's still so creepy. The first when the dog becomes the thing the first time in the kennel with all the other dogs,
Yeah.
blows my mind every time. It's like the effects,
Yeah.
the gore, and it's all practical. It's just so creepy, so great. It's amazing. And the time the guy's stomach opens up
Yeah.
and the head comes off, the guy's
Yeah.
head comes off onto the ground and scuttles away. It just looks great.
Yeah.
You don't get that nowadays.
No.
And
no.
it's a bit scarier, and the horror works better because it
But
seems
at the same time,
real
it
and
kind
off.
of adds in a little bit of some of it kind of makes it a little bit funny now.
Yeah,
Watching it a
my
second
sister
time,
laughed
I
a
was
bit.
just like, yeah, it was some of it. It was just kind of funny.
But it's
But it definitely it still holds up. Like
Yeah,
it's still,
100%.
so enjoyable to watch now. Whereas, yeah, I don't know, any movie that was like even in like the late 90s or 2000s, whenever like CGI was starting
Yeah.
to like become a bigger thing, if they used even a little bit of that CGI.
Yeah.
It never holds up. Anything that they use CGI in,
even
and that's
just
even like, you know,
even nowadays. Like I know that you watched Quiet Place Part 2 recently.
Yeah.
I've seen that as well. Pretty great, like scares and tension.
yeah,
But there's bits in the movie when you see the aliens and the alien head opens up and
Yeah.
it's clearly CGI and it's just not as, I guess, effective
yeah,
as something like this is. Like the dog opening up from the inside and the skin peeling off its skull.
Yeah.
And little tentacles
well, it's
coming out.
because a lot of it. The thing is that with CGI, like they can do amazing stuff with CGI, but you kind of know in the back of your head whenever you're watching it that it's not there.
Yeah.
That the actors aren't reacting to anything really.
Yeah, totally.
But then, if it's practical, you can see everything. You can tell they're there.
texture,
it's
the
a
details,
physical thing
yeah.
that the actors are reacting to. I mean, yeah, often, I think these days, I guess the best you get with practical effects is sort of a mix.
Yeah.
Where it's something that's got patches of it are practical and patches of it are CGI
Yeah.
and stuff, which kind of makes sense because often, I think with practical movement and things can get a bit clunky.
Yeah.
And a bit,
And there's moments like that in the thing.
Yeah.
There's parts where it does look clunky and yeah.
I
I do
don't
admire
know why movies these days don't like just go full on practical.
I admire movies that do. There's a few. I know that for like The Force Awakens, one of the newer Star Wars ones, they decided to go practical, and there's some scenes that look real cool, the creatures that
Didn't
look
they
awesome.
do that through all the newer Star Wars?
They might have, yeah.
I thought it was like a big deal, like that they had to, like people were upset with all the CGI in the previous movies.
Yeah, it's good. I love it.
Yeah, honestly, it makes it so much better.
Stand out of the film. Yeah, practical effects, the characters. Every character is kind of so well defined and has their personalities and differences. I guess I feel it more playing the board game now because you play as each of these characters and you have their little abilities and stuff. But
Yeah.
they are very well defined, very great actors, a lot of which haven't done much other than The Thing.
Yeah,
I really love McCready as a character. Kurt Russell's the main dude. He doesn't really say a heck of a lot or have a real unique personality. He's kind of just this gruff dude who's just doing his best to kind of survive.
Yeah.
Which I really love.
Okay, so I looked it up.
How to make Molotovs.
A Molotov cocktail consists of a glass bottle partly filled with a flammable liquid. The liquid will typically be gasoline or alcohol, or methanol or ethanol.
Okay. There's a chance it could have been petrol. Gasoline.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I've seen
I just
people
want to
making.
put it out there. I don't believe my dad's theory, guys. It's a bit of a harebrained scheme, and he sticks by it, and I just scoff at it every time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it makes really great discussions, and you love an ending like that. I mean,
did you guys discuss the fact that that Charles has got a?
Yeah, we brought it up. Yeah.
Because that to me was just like straight away. I was like, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Like even though that might not have been their intention at the time when
100% wasn't.
They had him having a piercing, it's canon now. So it's now when you're looking back at, if they were to make another movie after that, they'd have to go off by those rules.
Yeah.
So they'd be like, oh no, Childs is still, Childs wasn't the thing.
But how hard would it be for The Thing to learn from its mistakes in that prequel film and then be like, oh, I might just put a piercing in? I don't know.
How?
There's ways they can
I
explain
feel like that
around
would be
it.
kind of. You think it has like a. Like you just go and, like, I don't know, someone just walks past it in like a room and it's got like a piece of ice up against its ears, it's giving itself a
No,
piercing.
it
It's
could
just
like
no.
slowly shove it into its like flesh and morph around it. Surely, I don't know.
I don't know how it works. They don't really get into.
They don't get into a lot about it, which is another reason why I love it. It's kind of just this massively
why-
random idea.
The other thing is like it's
Creature.
interesting because, I couldn't help but think when I was watching it that it starts off very similar to the Predator movie, the original Predator movie. It was just an alien spaceship flying into the.
I don't like the starting.
Yeah,
It starts off with a spaceship crashing on Earth, and then it cuts to just this.
yeah.
I'll way prefer if it just started with this
But
dog.
why? It's the same with Predator. Why
Yeah.
would they start off with an alien
Why do we need to
spaceship coming
know?
in?
Why does it need to be explained? I don't know.
But I was thinking, I was like, oh, this has a very similar start. Don't like it, but it's a very similar start.
Yeah.
I was just couldn't help but think, like, this could easily be some kind of weird parasite in this sci-fi setting.
Yeah.
Like something that would just kill off alien races, right?
That's cool. Yeah.
Would it be too far-fetched if this was like morphed into like the Predator alien universe?
I mean, there's nothing. No, it could be. Anything could be at this point. I think Alien
I
and
know.
Predator are together. Blade Runner's been chucked into the same universe.
Has it?
Yeah.
Really?
There's Weyland Yutani, which is the corporation alien that's mentioned in Blade Runner, and they use the same exact designs.
That's
and-
pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. And then there's movies like Soldier with Kurt Russell. You probably wouldn't have seen, but that's connects itself to Blade Runner and like talks about the battle on Orion or another battle that's mentioned in Blade Runner. So it's all these random connections. So yes, it could be in our headcanon, the thing. But yeah, it's
I mean,
yeah. There we go.
they just have to. I don't know. If they just have like mention of it in like a Predator movie.
Yeah, yeah. This random.
Well, I
type
mean,
of
like
alien.
it didn't make any sense that the alien, the thing would be. It didn't seem very, like it seemed like it would be the kind of thing that would steal intelligence. Like it would be as smart as the thing that it's trying to digest, essentially.
I think that's what it becomes. I think it does gain.
Yeah, so like it makes when I saw its like ship, it kind of like to me it's just like why would it be? I don't know. It's like if this was something that was, I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me. It's like this is an icky, gross, weird, like just blobbish kind of alien that can just take any shape.
Although we don't
And
see
when
its-
it's in its kind of more natural state, it's just a morph of all these different gross things that it's eaten. It makes no sense that its ship would look that clean and that like
We don't see its original form though. I think this might just be something that it can do because I think you see where it was cut out of the ice.
yeah.
It looks, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think in the prequel you do see its kind of humanoid shape to begin with.
Yeah, but that could just be the form of its like the previous alien race.
Yeah,
that
true.
It
It
was.
just carries on from one
I don't know,
form
but
to
like
another.
the ship looked almost like it looked more like it was obviously like
The classic
a flying
massive
saucer.
UFO.
Yeah, a big flying saucer thing. It was like a big UFO,
Yeah.
but it was like at the same time I was like it kind of looks more. It looks very clean. Looks very purposeful. Looks very like industrial almost.
Yeah.
Kind of like I don't know for an alien race. This looks like it could be like I don't know for an alien or a thing that its whole being is just bits and pieces of other things that it's eaten.
Yeah.
Wouldn't its ship kind of, if it was to design a ship, wouldn't it just be some kind of ragtag thing that it's thrown together? Wouldn't
You'd
it
think
be
so, and that's what they
some
try
kind
to
of
make.
gross, weird thing that it's
Yeah.
or something that it's sort of like produced of its own?
And that's what they try to
So-
make at the end. They kind of scrabble parts together, the
Yeah.
remaining thing to try and escape. But you're right. So what are you thinking? Like this is...
Well, I'm wondering if like that wasn't actually its ship. It was a ship of an alien race that it had consumed
Yeah.
and was using. But it would also make sense then why it crashed. Maybe it doesn't actually know properly how to function it.
Yeah.
You know? Or the aliens who were in it that it was eating decided to try and like crash it. Or,
I think-
or you know,
Here we go, dude. The Predators
well, they don't have ships like that though.
chucked... Yeah, true. They chucked the thing on a spaceship, set it to Earth to try and just create all these massively crazy, grotesque alien people. And then it's going to use it as a hunting ground.
Yeah.
Predator
But
5.
they like things they can kill though. The thing is like a bit hard
Yeah, very true.
because it's like if it's like
You got to like burn it to death.
it's like completely different universe now. It's like Cell in Dragon Ball Z. I don't think you've ever seen this.
The green, that's Piccolo, sorry. I don't know.
But like he has to, the only way to kill him is to like if you leave one single cell of him left.
Is that what it's called? Cell?
Yeah, he can like morph and like grow from that.
Yeah.
And reform his body. I'm pretty sure that's the canon of it. That's the and it's kind of like that with a thing. If there's like a little bit of it left, it can infect a body still.
Yeah.
Just like one little bit of it, one little cell in a body, and it will suddenly start producing from there and take over someone's body.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think they would want to do that. I feel like they would be trying to get rid of it.
Yeah,
if they were doing anything.
Very, very true. Yeah, I still just don't like that starting. I don't like it. Why do you need to show us a spaceship? Start with ambiguity, end with the ambiguity. Would have been great. But
the interesting thing here, though, is Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
Very well.
Okay. Yeah, we've talked about it before.
Good movies.
You know how the thing that I find interesting is the similarities between the stuff that they were using in that to morph people and change them into other things.
Yeah.
How if you were to go take that and turn it into into a creature of its own, wouldn't it look very similar to like the Thing?
Probably, yeah.
It's something that basically it separates and it changes the thing it's in, right? That's the stuff that's in Prometheus. Anyway, it changes it changes the DNA essentially of the thing that it's in. It morphs it into something else.
Yeah.
But it's not like that much of a difference to suddenly go to. It's something that consumes the thing that it's in, and then is able to change into replicate that form, and then replicate for other forms and stuff. It's like it's kind of in the same sort of, I don't know, I guess the same kind of like area of like thought, I guess. I don't know. It seems very similar sort of field.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, if they were to do a crossover, it kind of, to me, it'd make the most sense if it was something that those aliens had made.
I think they should do another Thing. I think they should. Then I think there is actually talks of Blumhouse, like a horror company, has done the new Halloween reboot and stuff. I think they've talked about doing a new one, but it'd be real cool, and they could carry on from like
as
maybe
long as they did practical. They have to.
I know, right?
To me, that's the real reason why the Thing is as good as it is.
Yeah.
Like still today, the reason why it stuck around and the reason why I would say majority of people love it is because of its practical effects.
Practical effects and the original like imposter idea.
Yeah.
But I reckon they should do it. I mean, it wouldn't be hard to. McCready and Childs escaped. Maybe it's thought they were both humans. They arrived back. They've been growing up this whole time, but one of them was a Thing all along, and suddenly
it would be Mac. If either of them is going to be, it's going to be Mac.
Yeah,
it's going to be Mac.
But yeah, great movie. What would you give it? Like out of 5?
Out of 5?
Yeah,
I don't know, like a 4.5.
I think it's a 5 out of 5. I think it's one of my. I don't know. I might like it
I'm
better than
very
Alien.
reluctant to give something a full rating, like a full on. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I find that it takes me probably a few watches or something before I'm willing to give it a good like full on.
Yeah, I've watched this a few times.
I've done that with I would do that with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
I give that like a 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, whatever you're rating it. Your system is.
Yeah.
But I've watched that so many times and I've had so many years to get sick of it.
Yeah.
I haven't got sick of it.
Yeah.
It's still like up there in my top favorite movies of all time.
I found that like this very much stands rewatches.
And it's also like I'm already like just thinking about like I don't know, I just realized that I haven't actually seen it with my side of the family.
Yeah.
And I've just suddenly been like, why don't I watch it with, I don't know. And I wouldn't, like, even if it was like within a week of watching it, I'd still want, if I'm showing someone else it, I'd still want to watch it.
We've been playing the board game, we were talking about rewatching it like the day or the second day after it. Yeah. After we watched it the first time with my family. So, yeah.
That might be a bit full on for me, though.
Yeah, it probably
the
is.
Next day. Within a couple of weeks, I think I'd be able to, like a week or two, I'd be able to watch it again.
We've got to play the board game again. We've only done that a couple of times. We should do it.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be great. But yeah, thanks so much for listening, guys.
Yeah.
Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, on our Twitter. Join our Discord. You can join that from the link in the show notes. And also, I guest starred on a film podcast called The Final Draft.
Yeah,
And
how did that go?
Really great. Yeah, it was really cool. They're awesome guys, Alex and Adam. They host The Final Draft. And yeah, each week they kind of, if you enjoyed us talking about The Thing, they recommend each other a movie every episode, and they do like double feature episodes when they talk about the movies. Each of them recommend it to the other. But instead of me talking about it, here's Alex. He's just going to explain a bit about the podcast, and there might be a little snippet of the episode I was on.
Hello. My name's Alex. I'm from the Final Draft podcast. We had Jasher on the show, so I'm just here to say hi. If you're interested, you can go listen. I'll play you a little clip so you can get an idea. But yeah, we do film and TV reviews, and we spoke about Predestination, time travel movie starring Ethan Hawke. It was a lot of fun, and if you're interested and you want to hear more from us, you can go over and check it out. After this podcast though, finish this one and leave it a 5-star review and everything. But yeah, thanks for listening to this, I guess. And thanks again to Jasher for coming on the show. We really appreciate it, and it was a lot of fun, and hopefully we get to do it again soon. Yeah, take it easy, guys. Hopefully we'll see you there. Bye. I mean,
This is literally it. Like, every time we record, it's just like absolute gibberish for half an hour.
Guys, this is feeling surreal. I'm on the Final Draft. This is like,
You better believe it, mate.
yeah, this is great. I'm on one of my favorite
Big leagues
podcasts.
now.
Here we go, big leagues. Oh man, I'm sweating. Here we go.
This is the big leagues. Damn.
Yeah, so that was The Final Draft. Thanks, Alex. Honestly, it was an absolute privilege to go on there. They are a bit more in-depth and clued up on movies than perhaps the both of us are. But it was really fun, and I reckon you guys would love it. I realised on the podcast, I said I'd only seen it twice, but that's not true. I saw it 3 times. One of those times was with you,
Yeah.
and you didn't like it.
Nah.
So I'm glad I was able to...
Did they like it?
They did like it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sure they weren't just being nice?
Probably not as big of fanboys as I am, but yeah, we had some cool discussions. We'll keep the predestination talk away from this podcast or things could get heated. But check them out, The Final Draft. I'm
still keen to listen to it. Do you know when it's coming out?
Yeah, it'll come out, or it should be up by the time this episode drops, or soon afterwards. So go and follow them or subscribe to them on whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on. And we'll chuck their socials in the show notes. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode, guys. Be sure to check out The Final Draft, and we will see you next week.
Catch you guys next time.